Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Smack Draw podcast. I'm Kyle.
Hey yo, this is Kevin Crazy getting crazy.
Yes, your wrestling recap show that covers all your WWE and AEW events, found right here on youtube.com/SmackDraw podcast.
Oh, that's shiny.
Yeah, and of course the audio version is found pretty much everywhere all the other podcasts are found. And of course, we are the exclusive recap show for WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Check them out, guys. Awesome wrestling news, hot takes, interviews, other podcasts. WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Always a fun place to go travel.
Yes.
Go check out your stuff. Also, with Wrestling News World, some unofficial sponsors. We got Belts by Dan, your custom championship belt making. They make those championship titles that you see like on MMA, wrestling, boxing, and then also like our boy Jay Thunder, who's over on the NXT recap right now. He's the PWX Tag Team Champion. You know, if that belt needs a shine up, needs to replace a strap, he can go to Belts by Dan and, of course, get his belt repaired too as well. Link is in the description. And if you pick up a belt, tell him the SmackDraw podcast sent you. We would greatly appreciate that. Did you hear that Mick Foley's holding a benefit?
I did. I don't know all the details about it, but like, it was like some kind of big Zoom meeting or something along those lines.
Yeah, because the state of the world, everything is done on Zoom. But going back to Wrestling News World one more time, where do I have it here? I got it in my notes. Oh yes. Wrestling News World is very proud to present an undisputed evening for Give Kids the World with Mick Foley. Thursday, May 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Pro wrestling legend and WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley will host a chat with NXT's fiercest group, the Undisputed Era, which features the current and longest reigning NXT champion of all time, Adam Cole, former NXT North American champion Roderick Strong, and as well as three-time NXT Tag Team champions Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Air guitaring it for sure on the show. During the chat, fans will not only get to watch and listen to the thrilling conversation, but will also be able to ask any members of the Undisputed Era or Mick Foley questions that have read out while they're there. And of course, I believe the tickets are like $20 to get included on this.
So not that bad, really.
No, not bad at all, man. All proceeds will benefit the Give Kids the World Foundation. For more information, head over to WrestlingNewsWorld.com and check it out. So Thursday, May 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'd love to do it, but I'm going to actually be working that day. I won't be.
Sounds dope, honestly.
Sounds pretty cool, man. Closest thing we're getting to a meet and greet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure. And from what I understand, Mick Foley's like super gracious to the fans and stuff like that too. Talking to people that have met him before and stuff like that. I think this is right in his wheelhouse. Perfect guy to get, to do something like that.
Hell yeah, man. Speaking of another great guy, Kev, Mr. Man, you had a birthday the other day.
I did indeed.
How'd it go, man?
Yo, it was good, man. Just chilled with the fam and fucking played video games, watched Raw. It was.
God, what a day!
Yeah,
sounds like an awesome day. You said your brother got you a capture card.
Yeah, I'm not sure when it's gonna be here. It's shipping to me though, so I'm looking forward to that. Up my Twitch game. I haven't been on there lately, but
so how's that? Yeah, how does that help your Twitch? I'm obviously I do the streaming for the podcast, but I know game streaming is a lot more intricate and stuff. Like, how's that help game streaming?
So basically, what that does is instead of streaming directly from like my PlayStation, I would stream from my PC.
Okay.
So then I can do like all the fancy like overlays and stuff like that you can put. So, and like you can stream at like higher resolutions and stuff. It just it gives you more options basically. That's all.
Just a more robust presentation.
Yep.
Sweet deal, man.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you for joining us. We are here to cover AEW Dynamite, the Go Home show.
Yes,
for
sir.
Double or Nothing 2. I gotta say, man, right out the gate, dude, they know how to do Go Home shows.
Goddamn right.
I'll tell you,
Holy
man,
shit.
they do know how to do Go Home shows. I still, to this day, always think of the SmackDown Live Rob attended, which I can't remember what pay-per-view. I think it was like pay-per-view for like Go Home for, I don't know, like Survivor Series or some pay-per-view back in 2019, but I remember he was so angry because it was nothing but recaps and promos. I think they had like 2 matches on the entire show.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, we had a fun time, man. You had John Moxley was there, opened the show. MJF and Marco Stunt killed it, dude. The interview with Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake with Tony Schiavone, those 3 old bastards out there, killed it.
Those dudes made me feel like Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake made me feel like they could have gone in a match tonight.
The way they talk.
That's like it's almost like, oh, are they gonna? And you're like, no way, they're like 70-year-old fucking men. They're not gonna. Yeah, they're not, but like Jesus Christ, man, they make you believe. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, we had a killer match. Orange Cassidy taking on Rey Fenix. Yeah, man, that was an insane match. You had a women's tag match, and then of course your main event, Sammy Guevara, Matt Hardy. They've closed shows so well consistently with utilizing members of the Elite, and then of course the Inner Circle. They really grab you at the end of the show. They get it to like a fever pitch, fade to black, and then you're just itching for the next episode. And that's how it should be, especially on a go home show when you're trying to sell those pay-per-views.
Hell yeah. I can't wait for that match now at Double or Nothing.
The Stadium Stampede match.
Yeah.
I still can't figure out what the hell that is.
I don't know what the hell it is.
It's a 10-man tag match. We know that. But they said, I think they said like the ring or something will be at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it's a falls count anywhere, something. I don't know. I'm ready for it, though. Whatever the hell it is, give it to me.
Hell yes. So I missed the opening 5 minutes. I cut in and Brody Lee was there cutting a promo. Did I miss anything in those first 5 minutes of the show?
Nah, they just like went over the card of the show.
Okay.
So and then like Double or Nothing 2 is coming up on Saturday.
Gotcha.
That's all.
The rundown. They were like kind of what we just did. We just gave the rundown.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. No,
the phenomenal Dynamite rundown.
Oh, man. So Brody Lee kicked off the show. He's still in possession of that AEW title. Says that despite him being a cult leader, he's relatable. He puts his pants on one leg at a time.
Jesus.
Oh, man. He says that the difference between his version of the Dark Order and then the original Inception is his is operating on a higher level. Essentially he just sends 10 out to maim John Moxley in the opening match to get him softened up for their title match at Double or Nothing. It's pretty standard stuff, man. Pretty basic. I'm stoked on Brody Lee being in the main event, man. I think he's credible. I think he's great on the mic and everything. I got nothing bad to say about him. He doesn't blow me away, but he also doesn't stick out like like he shouldn't be there. Like he definitely belongs. And I think he's a good foe for John Moxley on this title run that he's on.
Absolutely, and I feel like especially after the last couple weeks, I've been sold on it. When Lee stole the belt from him and they're beating him up, and Moxley's just like, hey, if you wanted a shot, just ask, man. Like right then I was like, hell yeah, you know, and then tonight it just cemented it more. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah,
I'm very ready for it. You know,
yeah. It's been a good feud.
for sure.
John Moxley has his match with 10. You didn't happen to catch his former name?
Nah,
No, yeah, I meant to write it down. I missed it.
I didn't even know they had said it. To be honest,
Yeah, they said that he previously has competed on AEW.
Oh, okay.
Probably in an enhancement match or something.
Yeah, like on Dark or some shit.
I will say this though, 10 has a ripcord RKO in his arsenal. That's pretty badass.
Right?
I saw that. I was like, ooh, man.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not like a finisher. Although I'm pretty sure that upsets some people. But anyways.
Wow.
And although 10 gets off to a solid start, Moxley ends up taking over this match. I mean, we knew it was. It's just a tune-up for Mox. And Mox really prolongs the pin and beat down to try and lure Mr. Brody Lee out. Lee, of course, does not surface, so Moxley hits that paradigm shift and picks up the victory.
Yes.
After the match, he grabs a chair and props 10's arm in it, like guillotine style, puts his foot down, and tries to coax Lee out some more. Says, he's going to count to 10. If Brody Lee doesn't come out with his belt, he's going to go ahead and break 10's arm. And this prompts Brody Lee to appear on the Tron. And I like how you said that in the feud that all Brody Lee had to do was ask for the match.
Yeah.
Brody Lee threw that back in Mox's face. He's like, all you had to do was ask about the
I know.
But Brody says that, with stuff like this, sacrifices have to be made. So Brody Lee and co. are just exiting Daly's place, and he leaves 10 out there to get his arm smashed, which, of course, John Moxley does, using another chair. Smashes his arm. Poor 10. He was like the number one guy. He was like the lead guy. I wonder if that means we'll get Evil Uno and
Stu Grayson?
Stu Grayson, thank you. I was trying to think of his first name.
No, I've been thinking about those dudes too. Like, where the hell have they been?
Evil Uno's streaming. Because that's what all wrestlers
video
are doing
games
right
and
now.
shit?
Yeah, that's what all wrestlers are doing right now is streaming.
No shit.
Yeah, he called out one of our friends of the show, the standing streamer. I hope I'm not butchering your name.
Okay.
But yeah, he even kind of gave him a shout out on his stream. That was pretty fun.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an opening match. It was good, man. It was good.
Definitely did its job. I mean, it got me more hyped for the title match on Saturday. Yeah. Like, what else do you want from a match like that before pay-per-view,
Mox is totally retaining, though, right?
Oh, I gotta think so. I gotta think so.
Yeah. I would think so. Because Brody Lee's the first feud, right? Post him and Jericho, I want to say. Well, no, he had a title match against
Hager,
but that's kind of like a throwaway.
He's had one other title match though, hasn't he?
I want to say it was only Hager. I don't know. If you guys are in the live chat, you can always help us out. We've got the Restream live chat going here, so whether you're on Twitter or YouTube or wherever, man, y'all type in there, and we'll go ahead and see it. Give a shout out, man. Has Mox had more than one title shot? Let us know. Or has Mox had more than one title defense? Excuse me.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't remember. I thought he had one at a pay-per-view and then that Jake Hager. But even if he's only had two at most. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I can't imagine that he's losing. But I can't imagine that this is even necessarily the end of the feud though either.
Very true. Yeah, very true. You could keep it going. Got a lot of Dark Order to go through.
Exactly.
So. Oh, sorry, I thought that was actually someone chiming in. MJF, who is 6-0 in 2020, comes out
very quietly.
Yeah, quietly getting that streak. He's gonna be up there for the TNT Championship.
I was even thinking because Rob and I were talking about this about MJF. Like, I mean, is he getting a push? To be a contender, I mean,
he's getting a push to be either like an upper mid card guy or straight up main card like top guy.
That's what I mean.
The only thing is like I've been saying it with you whenever I'm on the show, is AEW is like super top heavy, as far as their stars go. I mean, you can rattle off like 6-7 people with ease that you could picture with that world title and it'd be believable. You know what I mean? Whereas, unfortunately on the other side of the pond over at WWE, a lot of guys' shine has been killed over the years, and it's hard to make them into credible champs and stars and stuff. Which I'm not hating on WWE. I think they're doing a lot of great stuff, and they are in the process of building a lot of new people between, I think, like Otis, Apollo, Andrade. They're building up guys right now. I mean, shoot, Jinder Mahal is getting some hype package from them.
Man, no shit.
But yeah, AEW as it stands right now, man, they are super top heavy with their talent. I'm very happy about the TNT Championship, and I think that's where MJF should lie, because he can make that belt. Let Cody or
Lance Archer.
Thank you, Lance Archer, get that belt, and then eventually transition it at some point over to MJF, and I bet he will make that belt huge.
I could see that. I could totally see that.
Yeah. He's out there with Wardlow to take on Marco Stunt. I did like that JR announced that everyone in the building has been tested by this point, in case you have any concerns. So that was good to hear. Because, there's, obviously you got JR out there older in age and some other people at risk. You'd like to think they're taking those extra precautions. And, it looks like they are. Do you see MJF humiliate Stunt, forcing him to pick his own nose? What the hell is going on in this?
Yo, I love that shit. I love the classic heel, high school bully shit that MJF does. Yeah, I think it's hilarious. Give me more of that stuff too. Like that's why he would be perfect with like a belt like that, because he'd be doing shit like that.
Itching for someone to take it off him.
Oh yeah.
You would just be dying to get to watch somebody take a championship away from MJF.
Oh yeah. And that his reign would be like super long because he would do whatever it took, to keep the belt. You know what I mean? So when he finally loses, obviously the payoff would be super awesome. But
even though MJF is clearly in control of, for 90% of this match, he still can't help himself. He gets the ref distracted, and even Wardlow is taking cheap shots on Marco's Stunt. Really?
I know.
How big of a dick you gotta be?
MJF sized, apparently.
Apparently a huge-ass dick. That's apparently it. Marco does begin to mount a comeback towards the end of the match. His drop kicks, they hit like uppercuts, because even on MJF, Marco's Stunt has to kick up. I liked that during the whole thing where essentially Marco's offense is using MJF's momentum against him, pretty much like all of Braun Strowman's matches. Braun beats himself up in his matches more than the opponents do.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of what was going on with MJF. At one point, Marco Stunt goes for a baseball slide, and MJF catches him in the ring apron. And MJF goes to hammer fist Marco, who dives under the ring, and MJF smashes his hands off the ring apron. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I thought it was actually pretty fun.
Nah, it was like watching the goddamn Looney Tunes or
yes, that's it. That was the feel of Marco Stunt's offense. Exactly.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Marco Stunt because it's just so hard for him to be believable on any.
It is, man.
But this match, just due to the way that they were selling things like that, and it made you feel like you were watching a goddamn carton.
Yeah, it was entertaining, man. I didn't hate it.
Absolutely.
And I didn't feel like he got too much offense. I mean, because he only attacked MJF for a little bit of it. The rest of his offense was literally just dodging MJF's attacks. Yeah. And MJF messing himself up more. So I mean, it makes it believable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, MJF does cut that comeback though fairly short. He beats him with the salt of the earth, and then post match he strikes Marco with the ring, and MJF's I always forget what they call that ring.
I don't remember.
I can't remember it either. But before Wardlow and MJF are awkwardly ran off by Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I love it that like Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus come out and MJF sees the cue, so he dips, but Wardlow obviously missed the cue.
Yeah, I know.
So
like because Jungle Boy runs right past him.
Jungle Boy had to like act like he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
And even then at that point, Wardlow just like casually gets out the ring. It was so awkward. It was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Although during the commentary at that time, of course, JR's like, "Yo, give me Luchasaurus and Wardlow together."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, God damn it! I didn't think I needed that, but thank you, JR."
Yeah. Now that Butcher's not around, I'd want to see Luchasaurus and just tear it up with all the big dudes. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially, I mean, it makes sense, with Jungle Boy feuding with
MJF.
MJF. Yeah. So, I'd love to see it.
Oh yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that in a heartbeat, man. I wonder why Luchasaurus doesn't get more matches.
I know.
He is kind of like a special attraction, ain't he? Like you don't really see too much.
Yeah.
He's not used that heavily. And you think he would be.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to be careful with him too, because he had that injury. He blew up his knee and stuff like that. So,
and he's also got a pretty dangerous style too. Like for a big dude, he pulls off a lot of high fly. I mean, he's as big as Kane, and a dude pulls off standing moonsaults and dives over the top ropes and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a fucking maniac.
He is, dude. This dude's insane. What do you think of this interview? Tony Schiavone interviewed. He kind of just mediated it for the beginning, but between Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake.
Tony Schiavone basically said, "Here's Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake," and then fucked off. I mean,
but he
that's
stood
really
there. He was good for the aesthetic. Just a bunch of old guys in the ring. You just felt the past, like the golden age of wrestling.
Oh
just oozing through this promo.
Oh yeah. I think before we went on air, I was saying, Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake kind of made me believe they might be able to goddamn wrestle tonight, after that shit. I mean, obviously.
They can talk it still. That's the thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they definitely can still talk. What was crazy to me is during the whole sit-down interview back and forth between them, it's revealed that Jake the Snake and Arn Anderson actually had never had a match.
Oh, no shit. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, you would assume that they would have at some point. Throughout the years, but no, apparently they've never had a match. Jake the Snake is just full on, like, just oozing evil and pig from his personality. He does it so well. And
yeah, he's gross.
Yeah, dude. It. Oh my god. He talks about bringing Brandy around. Like, oh, he's such a misogynist. Love the character, man.
Yeah.
But Arn Anderson does point out the fact that Mike Tyson could be a factor. Mike Tyson's going to have free reign walking around during the match because Tyson, of course, is presenting the TNT title in 2020. Like, what is this timeline that we're living in, folks?
Give me more. I'm into it. Why not?
Did you hear that apparently Mike Tyson's going to have another fight? They found the opponent and everything. Yeah, they found the opponent and everything. Mike Tyson said he just needs 6 more weeks of training.
What if Jesus Christ?
Yeah, man,
he's gonna die.
It's crazy. Well, no, the opponent is also old and like way slower than Mike. It's like the training videos that Mike's putting out right now are terrifying. Like even at 53 years old, he looks like he could murder just about like probably 80% of the population on this planet.
He'd definitely be able to murder me. I mean, I'm not even gonna
I wouldn't touch that guy. But anyways, he may have an opportunity to on Saturday because Jake claims that Archer wants to knock Mike Tyson out just for fun.
I know.
Yeah, right. But I love the line at the end though. Arn Anderson addresses the impromptu crowd, and he says, "Do you guys know that Jake the Snake's been doing DDP yoga?"
Yes,
you saw that. He's like, "Good, because I want you nice and limber when I spine buster you and shove your head where the sun don't shine."
Oh, I was like Arn Anderson.
You good, dude.
Oh, I was that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about with those dudes, man. I was like, yo. They're gonna get it right now.
Oh man!
And you know what? That shit to me is better than the Undertaker shit at WrestleMania. That's how you extend careers. You make old men be out there acting like curmudgeons, talking shit to each other.
Just keep talking trash. They can't fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jake flips the table, but of course, the staff and refs, they all run out and they break up the would-be 5-star epic clash they robbed us from between Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake.
Well, maybe 30 years ago.
I was thinking that at one point I was like, is Jake gonna get spinebuster through the table? Because that's
fuck.
But no, Jake, you're not gonna see comeuppance on Jake the Snake for quite some time. I mean maybe at a Double or Nothing, but I think you kind of like we said with MJF. You let him get away forever, and that way when finally someone does get to him, it'll mean much more.
Yeah. And not only that, I mean, like, how do you give, like, what is he, a 70-year-old man now or something?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That?
What kind of
how do you give
that guy?
Yeah, what kind of physical comeuppance do you give him? Like, it feels cruel.
Just do a cinematic. Just do a cinematic one.
Oh Jesus!
That's all. That way you can make it seem like he fell off a tower and he'd be fine.
Yeah. Blah.
So Darby Allin had like a film student promo video. I actually liked it a lot. The music was really eerie. You see Darby Allin playing poker with a bunch of other competitors from the. Oh God, save me here. What's the name of the ladder match?
Oh, the casino ladder match.
Okay.
That's literally all it is. Casino ladder
just
match.
The casino ladder match. All right.
Yeah.
But the other competitors, it's not really them. It's their face cut out because that's what Darby
Yeah.
does in all his black and white promo videos. And then he climbs a ladder just out in the middle of nowhere. And finally, when he reaches the top of the ladder, it's set on fire. Visually, it looked really cool.
Dude.
I just don't know what the message is.
Darby Allin's probably my favorite thing in AEW.
Dude,
right
he
now.
really is. He's so cool. And that's how I know I'm getting old because I don't get half the crap he does.
Yeah, exactly.
I just know that he's like super cool.
Yeah, I love him. I love the shit out of Darby Allin. He's like, he's so small, but he's still so fucking scary to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like twice the size of that dude, quite literally, almost. And like, I'm leaving him the fuck alone.
Him and Sammy Guevara are definitely gonna be huge stars in the future, for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and keep them in the ring together too, man. The last few matches they had together were fucking great.
Just generational feud.
Oh yeah.
We had a really intense promo from Pac, I'm assuming at his house, and it looks like it cuts between his personalities, like the at-home, well-dressed but still very pissed off Pac to mask-wearing bastard in his ring gear. It was really cool, and the atmosphere was once again really eerie. And he pretty much just announced the match for Rey Fenix against Orange Cassidy, and also brought up a fact that Death Triangle is still very much a thing.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate given the circumstances. They haven't been able to do anything since the announcement of the faction.
Right.
But then we did get that match between Oren Cassidy and Rey Fenix. Whoo, boy, these guys tore it down, didn't they?
Yeah, probably my favorite match of the night. It was really, really good. Yeah.
Easily. Ray tries to get the jump on Orange Cassidy while he's making the entrance, doing that jumping, leaping kick from last week. And Orange Cassidy just nonchalantly takes a step back to avoid it, and then just gradually just walks into the ring. Genius stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, no, these guys, they tore it down, man. Orange Cassidy, So, obviously, I'm learning, like a lot of the other people that are being exposed to these wrestlers for the first time, because I wasn't, watching everything on the indie scene. But I was surprised to hear that Orange Cassidy, did they say like a 16-year vet?
So, yeah, something like that. I didn't know he'd been wrestling that long.
He can't be any older than like 28.
Yeah, I was going to say late 20s tops. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. I have to look up after this how old he is. But, dude, he is buttery smooth in that ring. Like, his transitions between moves and reversals, like that dude is very good. JR at one point even says that obviously he's got some amateur wrestling background. Which,
right.
Yeah, I mean, it shines through, man. No, they kill it, man.
Well, I know that he was super young, like when he started, though.
Had
too.
to have been
Teenage years, you know.
he cannot be any older than 33.
Oh yeah.
I'm struggling to even say that he could be 33.
I hear you. Like over 30 seems like a stretch for that dude.
Yeah, no, these guys went at such a breakneck pace, and then there were so many near falls. It's going to impossible to just recap. If you're going to watch one match from the entire show, go back and watch this match.
Yeah, it was
they
good.
Killed it, man. It does end up though after many near falls and finishing attempts. For some reason, Kip Sabian comes out with a ladder and distracts Orange Cassidy enough, allowing Rey Fenix to hit a low blow and get the roll-up victory. After which we saw like the team of SCU come out. They dumped Kip Sabian, and then Jimmy Havoc come out, and it just divulges into this full-on brawl. And we got this scary-ass spot. Rey Fenix does like this springboard like flip outside of the ring onto like where everyone is brawling, and nobody catches him.
No,
like he fell what felt like 17 feet, had to have been somewhere around there.
It was nasty.
Yeah, just all on his back and ribs. It looked terrible. And I think that after that happened, the guys didn't really get a chance to reset because there was more spots.
Yep.
Because right after that, Colt Cabana comes out and does an Acai moonsault off the ropes. But no one's up to catch him, so he kind of just lands on the pile of bodies.
Yep.
And then following that, Best Friends come out, and they like vault Orange Cassidy onto the pile. Like if you go back and watch like all three, I mean, granted, nobody caught Rey Fenix, and granted there were bodies for Orange Cassidy and Colt Cabana to land on, but it wasn't like, you know, the what you're used to seeing, like people getting their arms up and kind of catching them. It looked really clunky and very dangerous. I'd like to think like, I hope nobody was hurt. I hope no one was hurt.
It didn't look like to me that like Colt Cabana or Orange Cassidy was in any trouble. I mean, it looked like it hurt, but it didn't look like they were injured or anything. Like, I was seriously concerned about Rey Fenix though, man. Like I was like, that dude could like legitimately could have broken some ribs. I felt like, you know, I mean, I hope he's okay, you know.
Yeah, same here, man. It was gnarly though.
Yeah.
It was gnarly, man. I'm stoked. I think that's the match I'm looking forward to the most though, is the casino ladder match.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
absolutely. And the winner gets what is it? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. It's for the number one contendership for the world title, right?
Yeah, it feels like it's kind of just like AEW's version of Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, not exactly the same because I don't know exactly, you know, how that's going to work after whoever wins the match can cash in, for lack of a better way to put it, on that.
I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's just you're the new number one contender. And it'll probably be a contracted match. Some people are actually saying that the Money in the Bank is truly a great idea, and that AEW shouldn't feel ashamed if they do something similar to have that, you know. But it would be an obvious. I mean, at this point, it'd be an obvious ripoff of WWE's.
Oh, for sure.
IP.
But you know what? I don't even care. Like, in all seriousness, because like, you know,
because you've had other people try to mimic it. What, like TNA did? Like, I think it was like the
Did
Gift
they?
of
I
the
don't know.
Gods or something, where like you had like tag title shots, world title shots, and then one of them, or no, Feast or Fired, and then like one briefcase would be fired because they'd have 4 briefcases.
Oh, okay.
And each one would have a designated title that you get a shot at, but
or you could get fired.
But one of them you get fired.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's how EC3 that was the storyline that took him out of Impact.
Oh, no shit.
Was
I didn't know that.
he got the fired briefcase, and that's how they transitioned him to WWE, where you know he went on to have a huge
this is the biggest Impact.
Biggest star to ever come out.
Mm-hmm.
God, Jesus. They did him dirty too.
Oh, they did.
Oh, so
but man, I don't have a problem with AEW like copying shit that WWE does, and vice versa. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. Like, I just want to have good wrestling. I don't really care, for the most part, what the name brand of it is. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? Like,
We'll ask the viewers, like, what do you guys think? Should AEW blatantly rip off Money in the Bank and have the same stipulation, a contract that you can cash in at any time? Or do you think that they should try to come up with something else on their own? It's just, in my opinion, the Money in the Bank contract is such a foolproof story device.
Yeah.
That typically pays off big for anybody that gets it. It'd be understandable. It's like, that's why the cage match was never exclusive. The cage match
Right.
is an incredible idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like this is one of those things that could just transcend out of WWE.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, like even ladder matches, just in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to the best of my knowledge, that was a WWE thing. And now that's just a wrestling thing. You know what I mean?
And it's not like WWE hasn't, taken other ideas. Like,
Yeah.
look at War Games, and
Yeah.
and various other ones. So, but I don't know. Let's see. We'll see what you guys think.
Yeah, so I don't have a big problem with that stuff.
No. I would have a problem with Twitter, the following it though, just the shitstorm that would stir up on Twitter, man. But
Whatever. Let the trolls talk.
Twitter's its own beast, anyways.
Yeah.
So we had a tag team match: Statlander and Shida taking on the team of Britt Baker and Nyla Rose. They had the unfortunate spot to follow up Orange Cassidy and Rey Fenix.
Yeah.
But it was still a good match.
Oh, yeah.
It was still very good. I thought Baker refusing to tag in the beginning was nice for her character. She plays a heel so much better than she did a face. It was so terrible. Trying to make her a face. She has like that thing like that Baron Corbin has. They just ooze bad guy, you know. And I feel like Britt Baker just naturally has that.
Oh, 100%. I feel like over like the last 6 weeks, 2 months or so, Britt Baker's slowly been winning me over as a heel. Because I was not with it before. Like I was like, sorry, Britt Baker. But now, I mean, like, Jesus. And Rob and I have talked about this on the podcast before. Speaking of like Baker not tagging. I don't know if you noticed this, but during one of the picture-in-picture segments, Baker refused to, tag Rose, and then Rose basically made her.
Right.
And then she went in, and it looked like she was going to get a roll-up win on Statlander. And we've always, and I think you've talked about this too, we've always talked, like, with the picture-in-picture, are they going to end a match sometime during, and I was like, holy shit, maybe this will be the time, because, like, it was a totally believable spot, I felt. You know what I mean? It would have been kind of a cool little nugget, but,
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. We'll have to wait and see. I bet it does happen at some point.
I gotta think so, because they oversell the shit out of their picture-in-picture.
They really do. They give a shout out to TNT every time for allowing them. Like, thank you, TNT, for allowing us to go picture-in-picture.
I know.
Anytime they go to commercial.
So good.
Statlander and Shida have like this nice impromptu tag team chemistry. They end up doing a like double Death Valley driver on Nyla Rose into Baker, who's laid out in the corner. So essentially forcing Nyla Rose to cannonball Britt Baker.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Dude, brutal. I guess I blinked and missed something because my attention got diverted, and before I knew it, Rose ended up hitting the Beast Bomb on Shida and got the pinfall victory. Statlander just couldn't break up the pin in time. But I wasn't sure like what led to that. I missed it, apparently.
I must have missed it too, because like I think I was typing something in the chat, to be honest with you. And then I looked up and I was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah, just
Nyla Rose just won that match.
Yeah. Post-match, Nyla Rose breaks out the table and lays Shida on it to set her up for a splash. And Statlander comes in, breaks it up, and Shida, of course, superplexes Nyla Rose through it and destroys the damn thing.
You know what? after watching fucking Nyla Rose have matches with people like Riho and like all these women that are so much smaller than she is, um, that she fucking sells shit like a motherfucker. Like that superplex was mostly Nyla Rose, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? And like just other spots like that, and people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, no, man, she's doing most of the work for a lot of that shit and selling the crap out of it. Like, I'm into Nyla Rose. I like her a lot, and I feel like she got a lot of shit for her in ring stuff, and I don't really notice that stuff nearly as much, but I've tried to take notice of it specifically with her, and it's like, I don't know, man.
I've come around. Nyla Rose kind of was like a stinker on me in the beginning, and but I've come around, and I believe there's a place for her in the division, a very good spot in the division for her.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be hard to have Nyla outside of the title picture.
Yeah,
that's where I think
putting the belt on her.
Of her stature and being leaps and miles larger than everybody else in the division and such a powerhouse, you would think that if it's like she's only going to struggle against champions, and then I don't know where the feud's going to go like afterwards. So
right.
I believe they're going to need something, but I mean they have some stuff they could work out, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Jay's in the chat, says he loves us. He's also giving me shit for my glasses, by the way. Yeah.
We love you too, Jay.
Yeah, of course. What do we got afterwards? Alex, I'm not familiar with this Alex fella, this older guy. He interviews Moxley backstage. Moxley pretty much just says, things are only going to get worse to Brody Lee the longer he hangs on to his belt. Then we have a new segment, Sean Spears News. It looked actually pretty good, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sean Spears, he pretty much runs down Dustin Rhodes in this promo, and then says he's going into business for himself because he doesn't have a match at Double or Nothing, and so he's challenging Dustin Rhodes to a match at Double or Nothing, and now they're gonna have to make it happen, and which I thought it was hilarious because no more than 20 seconds later, they pan to commentary, who already has a graphic made and ready for the match. So JR's like, screw it, let's just book it now. We're booking it.
No, he literally said something like that. He was like,
let's just book it. Here it is.
Yeah.
Sean Spears taking on Dustin Rhodes. It was hilarious, man.
Well, the best part to me is like during the Sean Spears news is that he keeps saying that Dustin Rhodes is retiring,
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, if I just say there's a match, there'll be a match whether he's retired or not. So there's a match, and that's exactly what happened.
Just get yourself on camera and start promoting stuff, man. They'll make it happen. Oh, man. That was good.
It was funny. I liked it a lot, actually.
Yeah. That led us to the main event, Sammy Guevara taking on Matt Hardy. They had a fun, fast-paced match. Yep. Sammy had pretty much counters for everything Matt threw at him, including doing a handstand out of the Twist of Fate.
Yeah, Jesus.
I thought that was like a botch at first, and then I realized, like, no, damn, he countered the hell out of that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so did I, man. I was like, because I thought he was just going to fall over, honestly. And then, that was awesome.
No, but I mean, like I said, these guys had a really fun match. I think if Orange Cassidy and Rey Fenix didn't have their match, the main event would have been match of the night for sure.
Oh, easy.
Towards the end of the match, Matt Hardy hits a Twist of Fate, but Guevara actually kicks out of it. And then so Matt Hardy goes ahead, takes off Sammy's shoe, and bites his toes. You gotta love broken Matt stuff, dude. He's gonna be extra vicious. He's got to get retribution for Vanguard 1. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Sammy hits the rising knee and to a springboard cutter, which looked beautiful. Hits shooting star press onto Matt Hardy's knees. Matt hits the second twist of fate, gets the win. Matt grabs the chair to avenge Vanguard 1, but Chris Jericho appears on screen. They have Kenny Omega out at the field. They're holding him against the ring post, and Jericho takes the bat. He named the bat Floyd, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, he took Floyd to Kenny Omega's ribs.
Yeah.
Chris was talking some trash, but they had a production issue because there was no audio coming from Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that was weird. That was kind of awkward.
Yeah, I don't know. He was probably saying some good trash too, man.
I know.
But then everything, all hell breaks loose. Young Bucks, they come out. They're on the stadium. They hit double like dives onto the Pride and Powerful. Yeah, and then you can hear the commentators talking about like hyping up the Stadium Stampede, just full on brawl, and then you have this wonderful picture of this brawl taking place with the football field in the background, and you can see this person way off in the distance.
Good.
It's Hangman Page. He does a freaking 100-yard dash and close
in like 1 second.
Dude, he covered that field in no time.
It was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
Whoever he clotheslined right out the gate too, man, they ate shit. He hit hard on the first one. But,
it was legit. It was a legit like shoulder tackle. Like he was sprinting as fast as he could.
Oh man, he hit hard. Yeah, it was so good. The Elite finally wind up on top in one of these brawls. They run off the inner circle.
Yeah.
And then as the camera pans out, you see the Elite painted on the end zone, and they have their stuff up on the graphic, and they're playing the music to Being the Elite. It was a nice touch, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, one thing that AEW is really good at is they can close shows really good, especially when they're utilizing the inner circle and the Elite, man. Like they kill it, dude. I love I make no bones about it, man. AEW is my favorite show every week, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
No question. I mean, I really like NXT for the record, and they're really, really good. And NXT and AEW, I feel like, are far and away better than, Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, Wednesday's the night of Wednesday's the wrestling night, man. That's the best wrestling of the week. Unfortunately, the ratings don't reflect it, but it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with SmackDown being on Fox, of course, that's gonna,
Oh yeah.
I mean, Raw is a staple on Monday nights for what, like 30 years now, or something insane like that. Mm-hmm. So, like, of course, it's gonna get better ratings, but like. Hey, I don't care. As long as there's enough ratings to keep them on air, I'm happy.
Something there for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great. I am stoked for Double or Nothing.
Yes.
Especially because they're going to utilize the staff as an audience, and I like I said it, WWE needs to just adapt this. Go ahead, do the testing. Like, test your wrestlers, test your staff, so you can put some bodies to make some noise, some crowd noise, because that adds to it so much. I can't tell you how many times, like, on Raw, for instance, I said it was Edge and Randy Orton, masters of their game, but they're cutting promos in the silence, and it just sounds like community theater to me. It just, the void of noise makes certain situations just feel awkward and like they don't belong, and WWE just needs to get with it. And there were reports that they were considering doing it, but for whatever reason they're not testing anybody, and which means I'm assuming that's the reason why they can't do that.
Who knows? And again,
they need to get with it. They need to get with it because that little bit of noise adds so much to the product. Like, I'm not saying that like I can't tell the difference between freaking 20 people on hand opposed to 10,000 people.
Right.
But it covers a lot of that gap.
Oh, yeah. Any amount of pop for anything is like, for me, it's like, oh yeah, that's wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like, there were a couple like holy shit chants and stuff like that. I mean, maybe it's even a little hokey because they're just like other wrestlers, but it's still fucking fun.
But
You know what I mean?
then they incorporate it correctly. You got the heels like talking trash and doing heel stuff on the outside. I mean, tell me how hilarious it was when you first saw Sean Spears and MJF gambling on the matches.
Oh my god.
Dude,
that was perfect.
Yeah, like they know how to utilize it well. It's good, man. And then of course you got Lance Archer gets to lay someone out every week that he comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Then like some of the audience members even become like storylines. I mean, look at fucking Pineapple Pete for crying out loud,
man.
You know,
like a 6 or 7 week feud with Chris Jericho. Oh man!
And like everybody was so invested in it too, man. It was awesome. Like that was. Like making lemonade, That's what AEW is doing, god damn it.
All right, man. But anyways, that's a show. Thank you guys for joining us. Go ahead and tune in. I think we're gonna have our predictions episode up Thursday or Friday. I believe you're gonna be on it. It'd be like you, Rob, and Vince, right? Y'all are shooting that Thursday night?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the plan right now, is to shoot it sometime. I'm not sure when Vince is planning on, making it live, but I would have to think that Friday would probably, or maybe directly after we're done. I don't know. Vince.
Who knows? Well, just contact Vince. But make sure to stop by, hit us up on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show, and then, of course, Kevin at KevinCrazy316. That is crazy with a K. But like always, you guys, thank you again, and until next time, y'all have a good one.
Peace.